can blurt the N-word out by mistake, but you can't say sorry on purpose. Like, what's up, everybody? What's up on the menu? Back with another video, and this time we're here to talk about the BAFTA Awards incident that happened with Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo. I know it's been about a week since the incident happened, but I kind of felt compelled to talk about it since I'm part of the community that is directly affected by what happened. So let's not waste more time and get right into it. So for those of you that don't know, last week on February 22nd, 2026, the 79th Annual British Academy of Film Awards, also known as the BAFTAs, were held to honor and award various films across London as well as internationally. Creatives and filmmakers from all over the world were in attendance and ready to receive awards for the spectacular work that they've put in. The award show was hosted by Alan Cummings, who played Floop in the Spy Kids series, as well as Nightcrawler in the original X-Men series. If you're familiar with those, was the one hosting the show. During the festivities, Michael B. Jordan as well as Delroy Lindo, who are both a part of the amazing film Sinners, were on stage. For those of you who haven't seen the movie, I highly recommend it. It was one of the most captivating films I've seen in cinemas in a while. It was original. It was well choreographed. It was well executed. Very amazing themes, and it's also very relevant as to what happened in the scenario that happened on stage with them, unfortunately. While the two actors were on stage during the awards ceremony, an unfortunate slur was hurled at them involuntarily by a man who had Tourette's. John Davidson, the man with Tourette's who unfortunately uttered the slur at them while they were on stage, caused an awkward / very, very, very uncomfortable moment for both the two actors, and luckily for him, they chose to continue with the show as if nothing happened and did their best to make everything seem normal and not draw attention to what just happened to them. This all could have been erased or ratified better, but there were a lot of things that the BAFTAs as well as John Davidson himself did that did not remedy the situation any better than what had happened in real time when the awards were going on. For instance, as the award show happens live for the people that are attending, everyone was clearly in shock at such an intense and such harsh words being hurled at the two actors, but the event was actually televised 2 hours after the initial recording of the broadcast, which means that the BAFTAs themselves and BBC, British Broadcasting Company out in England, had the ability to censor the word for the general audiences once it gets streamed to televisions, but they chose not to do so for whatever reason, which is highly disrespectful if you ask another black man like myself. And to add insult to injury to the situation, Delroy Lindo said that the two actors, Michael B. Jordan and himself, did not receive an apology until about half a day after the final broadcast aired of the incident, which means at the day of the shooting, after they left the stage, nobody from BAFTA said anything about, "I'm sorry for the outburst. I'm sorry that happened to you. I'm sorry for such an uncomfortable situation that we put you guys in. Is there anything we could do for you?" Nothing. None of that happened. Imagine you're on a public stage and someone hurls the most hurtful thing they could say to you, and the company responsible for the event doesn't do anything to remedy it, and you're in front of you or to you at that event while it's happening. They don't say "I'm sorry." They don't ask how they can make up for the incident, how they can make up for the unpleasant moment that they were just put through, and will stick for them for who knows how long, because something like this is so deeply rooted in the history of the world that the word holds weight even to this day, and no one said anything about it after the initial incident happened. Not the man who said it, not the people holding the event, and the people who were broadcasting the event chose to air it for the public anyway. Now it's something that everyone knows about and something that they had to be embarrassed about on a public stage in front of the whole world, which is absolutely disgusting. BAFTAs had a report afterwards that said, "We take full responsibility for putting our guests in a very difficult situation, and we apologize to all." The organization shared, "We will learn from this and keep inclusion at the core of all we do. Maintaining our belief in film and storytelling is a critical conduit for compassion and empathy." And yes, this apology statement sounds nice, but at the end of the day, in real time, when they had the chance to do something, they chose not to, which speaks more about their ability to show compassion than what they're saying in this apology that happened nearly half a day after the incident even occurred. Something like that needs to be addressed when it happens, as it happens, because there's no way in heck that if you really claim to care about compassion and empathy for the people that you choose to bring in an award show and they're insulted on a world stage by someone, whether it be voluntarily or not, you choose to do nothing until half a day after. And I know John Davidson has Tourette's, and that's a neurological disorder that prevents you from controlling your impulses on an auditory level. and I know it wasn't incidental. I mean, I'm gonna assume it wasn't incidental, or assume it was incidental. He didn't apologize, which is even more messed up. I understand if the incident happened by accident. If that's the case, why did you not apologize? If you're clearly sorry and you didn't mean to do something, why would you not apologize? Let's say, for example, I'm walking somewhere, and I step on someone's foot by accident. Am I gonna tell the guy whose foot I'm walking on, hey man, I just can't see straight, that's why I stepped on your foot? Or am I gonna apologize as well as tell him that I couldn't see? Like, it doesn't make sense that if something was an accident, you wouldn't apologize at all if you didn't mean to do it in the first place. I get you can't control certain aspects of your speech because of your condition, but if you were truly sorry and it was an accident, why is it so hard to say I'm sorry? Those words never came out of his mouth, and I'm reporting this a week later, and I have seen nothing about this man apologizing to these two individuals he insulted. Like, it's just sad, man. Like, I'm not saying your disability should be downplayed, but at the same time, if you're actually sorry, bro, you gotta say it. Like, it doesn't cost you anything. You can blurt the N-word out by mistake, but you can't say sorry on purpose. Like, what kind of thought process is that, dude? I don't care what kind of disability you have, bro. It doesn't cost anything to be a good person. All in all, man, I think this incident is just a clear indicator that a lot of black people in this world still do suffer at the hands of racism, whether it be clear or not, because this is just clearly something that should be rectified as it happens. And the fact that it took a whole day and a half to even say something to the two people and apologize is one thing. The fact that the guy who even said it doesn't apologize or hasn't apologized yet, even after a week of this happening, says a lot of things. And it was on Black History Month, which is even bigger. It happened in February, the 22nd of February. And I know it's just crazy, guys. Like, stuff like this just happens. It makes you think that stuff like this was planned or something like that, but I don't know, just people need to do better, bro. Like, I feel like people don't really understand the weight of that word that has on black people, whether you think it's not supposed to mean anything or not, because that word carries some disgusting history, and the fact that no one was able to apologize when it happened is just awful, man. It's just awful. But what are your guys' thoughts? Do you think it was something that could have been taken care of better by BAFTA and BBC by not airing the incident, and also John Davis could have apologized a lot sooner, or do you think I'm overreacting? But I know that's not it. But whatever your thoughts are, let's see them in the comments down below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Deuces.